Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. So today I have made a chit chatty kind of makeup tutorial where I'll be showing you what I actually do for the makeup, what products I use and how I actually do, and I'll also be clearing up some of your doubts because so many of you beginners are asking me some doubts in the comment section on all my previous videos, and I'm so very happy with that thing. So I thought of just clearing all your doubts with this, like why do we use a primer, why do we need a color corrector, and how do we do the eye makeup, and how to get the right nude shade for your lips and all those stuffs. So I hope this kind of makeup tutorial will be helpful for you. If you like it, please let me know in the comment section below, or after watching this, if you prefer the older style makeup looks where it just lasts for 5 to 7 minutes with just the procedures, just let me know. Once after watching this, please just let me know if you like these kind of makeup tutorials where I just clear all your doubts, or if you actually prefer the older style of makeup tutorials that I already have in my channel, like where it lasts for 5 to 7 minutes. Just let me know, I'll just stick on what you guys like. So now without any further delay, let's get into the video. I'll be showing you from the scratch of how to make this look, and this is super simple and super easy. Believe me, this is really very easy. And yeah, now without any further delay, let's get into the video. I have already moisturized my skin, applied some under eye cream and a bit of lip balm. For moisturizer, I use this Oriflame Love Nature, Oriflame Love Nature face lotion in the variant tea tree, and this is good for oily skin. And I have oily skin. For under eye moisturizing, I have used this Biotique Morning Nectar Flawless Whitening under eye cream. I don't know, I'm just using this to moisturize my under eye area, and this claims to lighten your under eye area, which will not be seen when you use this actually, but it just moisturizes your under eye pretty good. And for the lip balm, I have used this Nivea BlackBerry shineLipbalm, and the tint is from the lip balm, no lipsticks or stuffs like that. Since this is winter time and my skin is quite a bit of dry around my cheeks and around my jaws and a bit on my forehead, I'm just going to go ahead with this Lakme Blur Perfect Primer. Now primer, the use of primer is it's going to cover up all your open pores, and it also makes the makeup to stay a bit longer. So that is the reason why we are using a primer before we apply makeup, and we usually use primer on the top of the moisturizer. And the moisturizer and the primer will also be acting as a barrier between your skin and the makeup that you're going to apply. So if you already know all these details, then it's well and good. I'm just helping out some of them who are beginners and who are like starting up new to do makeup. Now this primer actually leaves my skin a bit pinky. As you can see, like the areas where I have applied look a bit brighter, but however this is going to be covered up with the foundation. So for the foundation, today I'm going to be using one of my old favorites. I'm going to be using this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, and I'm in shade 111 Soft Sable. And unfortunately, we will not be able to get this here in India. One of my friend actually got this for me, and this has so much of orangish undertone to this, so I don't use this often. So I thought of using this today. I'm just gonna dot this all over my face. Okay, fine. As usual, I forgot to color correct my face. Let me dot this onto my face and color correct my skin first. Now, what color correcting is. So I'm just gonna cover up all my hyperpigmentations with orange concealer, and that is what I actually do to color correct my face. And when I started to do makeup, I actually did not do all these steps, which is completely fine because I learned only after some time. So yeah, I hope this thing may be helpful to some of you guys. So basically I have darkness under my eyes and around my mouth. So even if you have any dark spots or blemishes, you can apply this orange concealer. And the one that I am using is my all-time favorite orange concealer from LA Girl Pro Conceal range. And I bought this from Nykaa. So I'm just gonna blend this orange corrector with my fingers first. Because for orange corrector, I always love to use my fingers. For the foundation alternative, you can use the one from Maybelline. That's my other favorite. There's a beautiful color going on over here. So let me take a damp beauty sponge. Now this is damp. That is, I just ran the sponge under the water and squeezed out all the water, and it is damp. And this sponge is from Pack Cosmetics. Again, I got this from Nykaa. So I'm just taking all the excess orange stuff with the damp beauty sponge, and I'm also going to spread the foundation into my skin with the sponge itself. Now I have to talk about this foundation. This foundation is a Pro Matte foundation, and this gives a complete matte finish, and the coverage of this foundation is really amazing, you guys. If you are able to get this foundation, definitely do get it, but sadly here in India they haven't launched this yet. So the other good foundation for winter, which has a good coverage and which is good for dry skin, is the Nykaa's stick foundation range. And if you are somewhere around my skin tone, you can select the shade number 06 or 07. I don't really know the name of 06, but the name of 07 is Toffee Chisel. I have already made a review, so you can check it out if you like. It may be helpful. I'm also dotting the foundation on the areas where I haven't applied it before, and also on the top of the orange corrector. You don't want to go overboard under the eyes, because however you're going to cover up with some other concealer under your eyes. We will come to the neck after some time. So basically I learned from all my mistakes in this makeup thing. So what I actually do is I forget to use orange corrector, and I don't apply foundation on my neck, and yeah, there are some videos where I actually forget to apply foundation on my neck. This may look a bit odd and bright at the moment, but believe it's going to settle down into my skin after some time. So let me just blend this all well one last time. I'm going to conceal and highlight my face. For concealing, I'm going to be using this LA Girl Fawn concealer. Actually the shade name is Fawn. And for highlighting, I'm going to be using this Revlon Color Stay concealer in shade Deep. Now this was actually got by mistake. So I was treated by the person in the market, and she said me like, this is my skin shade, and I was so lame to get this, and you can see this is definitely not my skin shade. So yeah, that's a small little story. So I'm just using this for highlighting purpose, which is actually working good. And for concealing, I'm using this LA Girl concealer in shade Fawn. So what I'm basically doing is like, I'm going to apply this under my eyes just a bit, because the foundation already has some coverage, and this concealer also dries a bit, so I'm not going to use this a lot. A little bit under my eyes, and whereas around my mouth. For the nose area, I'm going to highlight. It's almost done actually. I need to get a new one. And I'm just going to blend all this into my skin again with the same beauty sponge. This concealer has a good yellow undertone, and this is extremely good if you are on the duskier side, and I just really love this thing for this particular reason. And after some time, even if it's looking extra bit yellowy on my skin right now, it's going to settle down and I'll be fine when I actually complete the look. So now I'm going to highlight my face using this Revlon Color Stay in the wrong shade concealer. So I'm just going to do some, what can we do? Can we do some Christmas hats? This is my Christmas hat, and here I'm just going to do some Christmas trees. I don't know, Christmas is actually over, but now I'm just doing all these stupid things just for fun. You can definitely see my face is now very well brightened. So I'm just going to blend all the excess concealer and the harsh lines with the same sponge. You can see like how much of the product this has soaked in. These are all the excess products, and yeah. After a very long time, I'm going to be contouring my face with some cream product, and today I'm using this Nika K New York HD concealer in shade chocolate, I believe. Yeah, dark chocolate. Basically, I'm just going to carve my cheekbones like so. Cream contours are definitely the best to get the right amount of shadow. At least from my opinion, I love to use cream contours, but basically most of the times I won't be using cream contours because it's like adding too much of cream onto your face. In our climate, all the cream will just melt off after some time, so I don't really believe on cream products. Since this is winter time, I'm just going forward and using cream contours a bit under my lips. This will give an illusion of fuller looking lips. When I apply some contour over here, this just enhances my cupid's bow area. And I'm also going to be contouring my forehead, which is kind of big. I'm just going to use a small little sponge to blend all these. Again, this one is from PAC. I'm going to be using some rose water. Oh my god. Okay, that's fine. This smells so good. Now my sponge is good to be used. So I'm going to first start by blending the contour line on my jaw line. Okay, we are done with contouring with cream. Now it's powder stuff. For powder, I'm going to be using this Phase's loose powder in shade Honey Beach. So this comes with this kind of an applicator, which is completely useless from my opinion actually. And I'm just going to take a small little amount of the powder, and I'll be using my brush to apply the powder. This is actually a mineral powder, and this gives a beautiful finish. So I'm going to be taking this powder brush right here, and I'm just gonna press this under my eyes, and this literally gives the beautiful finish, like the same as my Johnson & Johnson baby powder. But the one big drawback with this powder is that this gives terrible flashback. Terrible means terrible. That much of a flashback. But today it's fine because I'm not going to take any flash photographies. So it's fine. So I just avoid this powder when I'm going out at night where I'm going to be taking some flash photographies. I think now itself you can see the bad flashback. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to top this with my Studio Fix powder foundation, and I am in shade NC45. Just applying this under my eyes, a bit on the top of my eyelids, on the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, and around my mouth, and under where the contour line is. And the reason why I'm not using any loose powder now is like now it's winter and it's completely dry, so I don't want to dry out my skin even more. So yes, with that my setting is done. If it gets oily, I'll be topping it up with a little bit of loose powder once after I blot all the excess oil from my face. I'm going to be contouring my face, like powder contouring. I'm going to top some contour powder product on the top of the contour line. So I'm using the Sephora pressed powder in the shade Deep Mocha. So I'm just going to use the same brush. I'm just topping this on the areas where I have already completed my cream contour, because this area has also needs to be powdered. So I'm doing this. So next I'm going to be adding some blush and highlighter, and with that the base will be done. So we can move on to our eyes. So for blush I'm going to be using this NYX Sweet Cheek palette. So I'll be mixing these two colors, and I'm going to apply this onto my cheek. You can see how beautiful and how pigmented the color is, and this is more than enough for me because I'm not that much of a blush loving girl, so a little bit goes a long way. So I'm just blending this with the contour line. Now this line is nothing but my skin has this kind of weird dent on my cheek. I don't know like why, like the shadows actually show through. So that's fine. Now the blush is done. I'm going to be doing some highlight. Now for highlight today I'm going to be using, no, not that. I have to say this, you also have two highlight shades in this blush palette. So you can see one is pink and one is golden, and the golden one I'm just going to use on my nose because I love to use this color on my nose. It's so natural, and for us dusky skin beauties this is so good. You can also use the highlighting colors mixed with the matte shades as the, oh my god, look at the highlight. I just took the tiny little amount and you can see how beautifully pigmented that is. I'm going to be using some other highlight, and for that highlight I'm going to be using this Wet n Wild highlighter powder, and I got the shade Precious Petal. Now recently Nykaa has launched this Wet n Wild brand, and I just managed to take few products from their range. Now this was one of the products that I actually wanted to get, and you can see how beautifully pigmented this is and how beautifully this goes on the top of the skin, and this is so good. And I love this, and I love this. You can go overboard with this, and this is actually good for dusky skin also, because it does not have too much of pink into it. It is kind of like a rose gold, so it goes really well with any skin type. I love this shade. If you can get this, definitely get this. This is so good, so pigmented, so blendable, and affordable too. So get. Now whatever is left on the brush, I'm going to be topping this onto the ends of my nose, a little bit on my forehead and on my chin. You can definitely see the shine. That is what we want in the winter season. So yeah,